Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
You find yourself in a tavern.
Oh, we should have checked for traps.
I knew he forgot something.
I think I can reason with him.
You killed his father.
Can I have sex with it?
You could certainly try.
I'm gonna touch a sword.
Don't touch the sword!
The child is evil, right?
Obviously.
I could cast Fireball.
Always cast fireball.
All right, roll for it. Welcome to Friday Night Quests. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Jay Jones. We're back with our third season of the Velvet League and our newest guest, Jonathan Keltz. Jonathan plays Laith on the CW series, Reign, and agreed to grab some dice and join us for adventure. So without further ado, let's get to the game. All right, so let's meet our players. To my right, I have Jeremy Fox. He's a writer for film and television. You can follow him on Twitter at JLeeFox. That's Jay Lee Fox. Now, Jeremy, tell us a little bit about your character.
Prince Horace Kemp is a 18th in line prince to the throne, so it's very unlikely that he's ever going to be king. So he's ventured out on his own to form his own kingdom that will allow him to rule the way he feels like he deserves.
Sounds very nice. And to Jeremy's right, we have Kelly Egan. Kelly is a digital strategist. You can follow her on Twitter at GirlMeetsBear. Kelly, tell us a little bit about your character you're playing.
Izzy is, she's a young half-elf druid. She has green eyes, black hair, and black skin. She comes from, like, a kind of secluded household. She was raised with, like, her human mother and her kind of dark, creepy dad. That we don't
That's
really
not
talk
a racist.
About. That is, no, he was super dark and creepy. But she kind of came out the opposite. She's this happy, bubbly creature.
Her dad's a drow, isn't?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. I'm sure it'll come up at some point.
Can't imagine.
But she's got a love of life and a need to explore, so that's why she's with the Velvet League.
All right. And to my left, I've got Mike Christensen, is my partner in crime on the Because Comics podcast. You can follow him on Twitter at SuperGeekMike. Mike, tell us a little bit about your character.
Sweeney is a mage who's a bit of a scoundrel, and a rapscallion, a card shark at best. As for why he's with the Velvet League and why, we tend to move around a lot, he doesn't love the term run out of town, but overstayed was welcome is probably more applicable. The way I sort of think of it is that Izzy sort of says, like, hey, we should go here. And then when they get there, Horace kind of dictates who they talk to and when they're doing. Sweeney kind of dictates when it's time to go.
Right.
Like, at what point is it time to move on for new horizons?
For whatever reason.
Guys know it's time. It's trust me, now the time has come.
Excellent.
All right. And today, for our special guest for this adventure, we have Jonathan Keltz joining us. Jonathan plays Laith on CW's Reign. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you can follow Jonathan on Twitter at Johnny Canyon. That's JonnyKanyon. Tell us a little bit about your character, Jonathan.
Yes, my character is Fimion Balefrost. He is an elf. He's a ranger. He grew up, in he's a wood elf, so he grew up in the forest, and there's a noble who was sort of encroaching on that forest, and when he was a kid, he was very severely beaten by this noble, and his family and everyone was run out of town.
Oh, that's not very nice.
He then was sort of stranded and would wander, through the woods and the different, trying to make a life for himself. And this time, he has become quite close to animals, and he has a wolf named Shadow that is always at his side. And now, he's fought off many a noble, and indeed he defeated a massive two-headed boar that was ravaging a village. And the thing that he found inside that boar was a large tooth buried inside its skin that he keeps because it was a tooth of an animal even larger than that boar.
Oh, wow. So
is it a noble's tooth?
It's a noble animal, maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Horace's eyes are getting wide. I'm noticing.
Well, that's because I'm like, wow, he probably hates royalty.
This will be a great meeting for both of you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. All right, so let's hop into the game. The moon shines brightly in the clear night as we rise quickly over miles of lush jungle. trailing the wings of thousands of colorful birds as they move swiftly south to new lands. Their shadows skim across the tops of thick canopies and vine. They only reach the ground for mere moments as they flutter over an inn residing along a thick, winding trail. The inn nestles warmly between several lit torches and the rising trees surrounding the trail. The smells of oranges and ocean breeze reach its windows and open doorways. This sizable structure makes its home only a few miles above the ocean line, with an ever-stretching jungle behind it. This is the Griffin's Garrison, temporary residence of explorers and great hunters. The inn neighbors a couple of shops and a few local homes, but the majority of its populace will be found passing through and on to further adventures. Inside the Griffin's Garrison is a small pub connected to the inn. A few guests enjoy some local fresh fruits and sweet beverages as a couple have wandered off to bed, weary of their day's travels and drinks. The bartender draws some water from a metal spigot protruding from the wall behind her. With her newly dampened rag, she begins cleaning the countertop as she casually whistles to herself. Nothing familiar, but joyful nonetheless. As the evening carries on, I'd like to get an idea what each of you would be doing in a place like this at this time of night.
Sweeney is definitely trying to bilk some people out of their money. Like he's busted out his card deck and he's got some people around trying to guess where the Queen of Hearts is.
Okay.
And as his modus operandi, he's using minor illusions, so they're always wrong.
Oh.
Because like it doesn't matter whether they point to the right card or not, he's gonna change it.
He's flipping it and they're
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, buddy. It's the 3 of clubs, and he does it every time. Right now it's going all right.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what he's in the middle of doing, and he's just getting people to buy him drinks and things like that.
Okay.
Izzy is kind of often off like to the side, not in a dark corner in any way, but she has a wide collection of like plants and flowers and weird like moss and fungi, and she just has like a small mount of this in front of her. She's trying to press some of these together using some of her notes that she has from her scroll case. So she's like trying to like press them to preserve them because she wants to keep them and like to study them, and she just thinks they're pretty, so she's kind of doing this little project. She's using one of the glasses as like a roller.
That's a rolly way to roll it over.
Puts the leaves between the 2 notes and kind of like ironing it out.
Very nice.
Horace is at a table fixing his makeup with a compact because it's so hot it's running constantly. And
It's not just the
drinking,
heat, it's the humidity.
yeah, absolutely. And he's fanning himself with a exotic fan, and he's also drinking lamentably warm rosé.
It sounds delicious.
That he brought with him.
Oh, he carries it around with him?
Oh yeah. Nobody has good rosé.
Is Gormo still with us?
No, I sent Gormo off to restock both our rosé, and we're always in need of sandwiches.
It's true.
Oh,
It's true.
you guys blow through sandwiches at a ridiculous rate. It's outrageous.
So somewhere there's just a very depressed dwarf just trying to find sandwiches and really good rosé.
Nobody makes good cream cheese, even magicians, and so I have to generally send him off to...
You take cream cheese on all of your sandwiches.
Yeah, cream cheese cucumber sandwiches, that's all I eat.
Right. And Fimion, what are you up to?
Fim is just in the corner having a nice Auburn ale and some fruit, some bread, and watching our Sweeney friend here
Just steal money from people?
Take people's money.
Now, do you feel like Fim would know if he's grifting these folks?
I think that
Well,
Fim
should he do a check?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to see that.
Is that
Yeah.
insight or
Let's
perception?
let's have our first check.
now.
Check of the night.
First check of the night. It's let's do. I'm gonna say. I want to say either investigation or perception. Let me know what. Actually, do a check for sleight of hand or perception, whichever one, because either how would he typically read situations like this? How would Fim kind of suss out in his own character's way?
So I'm sussing it out from afar. So rather than being right there and sort of
Over my shoulder.
exactly, or spending my money and and risking my money and risking being seen by you, I'm
Yeah.
assessing it from afar. So I would say it would definitely be perception,
Okay.
so that it's
Roll
And then
for-
can I do a sleight of hand as well?
Yeah, you do a sleight of hand check.
Can I get advantage because I'm using magic?
Yes, I would say you have advantage on this.
No, those are
Oh, no.
Well,
Not very
it's-
good magic.
Well, it's
You're getting lazy. It's
14. The thing is, they're buying me drinks.
I'd
That's
say,
the
they're
problem.
buying you drinks. You're getting really confident that you fooled this many people at
Yeah.
this point. So you're like, oh, I mean,
And-
I can. You
and
make
they're
like
getting-
the queen. It's like a Queen of Hearts, but it's a Jack's face on it. And it's like, oh, that's weird. Oh, this is a strange deck.
They're getting drunk too, so it's not a problem with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we might be a problem for him. We'll see.
So roll perception.
And so that would be the 20, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, a 6 as well, plus 4, right? Mm-hmm. So 10.
So I think you don't catch him
Okay.
because your highest roll was,
It was a
your
14.
lowest roll was
I was advantaged, so it was a 14.
so it was 14. Yeah.
Oh.
So you know that you feel like something's wrong.
Something's wrong, but
you don't know exactly what. You know, you might suspect that a person doesn't get this much luck in a night. I mean,
Right.
consistently, and also just the fact that you just can't sense what it is. You think he might be grifting him, but you don't know if it's magic. You don't know if it's a deck. You don't know if it's like a plant.
Right.
And you think something's a little
something's
bit off.
going on.
I also don't look like your typical wizard because I have just hideous orange dreadlocks and just words tattooed all over my arms and chest, and like you're not close enough to tell like, oh, that's magic words. Like
Right.
you can't tell. You might be able to see the mage life tattoos on my knuckles, but that might
Right.
be it.
You just might be into mages.
Yeah, you don't know.
Or listen to their hip hop.
Yeah, but it is worth pointing out Sweeney is not careful.
No.
Not that like Sweeney invites this danger.
So the bartender who's been kind of cleaning plates and stuff comes up to you, Fim. Hi, would you do you like any more drinks, or is there anything else we can get you? We're kind of closing up for the night in about probably another 30 minutes.
I'm all right. I'll be fine. So I'll take the remainder of my Auburn ale and
Another one?
no, well, I'm still sipping on the.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I'm not
We
done
have
with
some
it yet.
there's some people over at a table over there, and she gestures over to Sweeney's, and they seem to be very invested in considerable more and more drinks over
Okay.
these last few hours. So just checking.
No, I like to keep a clear head, so I enjoy the beer for the flavor. But,
I admire that.
but yeah, I just sort of taking stock. Thank you for your kind, service.
Oh,
But
Well, thank you for coming to the Griffin's Garrison.
Griffin's Garrison, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
sorry, I forget the name sometimes.
Jungle Wench, I need you.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Jungle Wench. Jungle Wench, I need some ice. And I don't know if
It's
you're
Jenny.
back-
It's Jenny Wenchel is my name. I feel like I've
unfortunate.
corrected you a few times.
You're close, Horace.
Jungle Wench. I'm gonna need some ice ASAP. I'm so sorry your backwards ass jungle place is so hot.
Okay. Well, it is the jungle. I can't control the temperature here, sir.
Your brochure said you could.
Look, those brochures are out of date. We had a climate change. They've been talking about it for years. Anyways, ice was your request.
Yeah, yes, please. Can you see my makeup running? I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. My makeup's running, and I'm getting a little mean, and I don't like me when I do that, and I'm sorry, Jungle, but I want to be nicer, and I'll need ice to do that.
Oh, okay, and it is Jenny, but I'll get you that ice. So she runs back behind the bar. You see her pull out a giant pick and start cracking at something beneath the bar. She comes back with a big block of cracked ice and sets it down on the table in front of you.
Can you put it in my rosé glass, please?
You want me to put this in that? That's a small glass. This is a large block of ice.
Jangle, I really appreciate what you're doing here. There's an extra copper in it for you.
Oh, okay. She takes out a knife from her back pocket and cracks at the ice until it breaks into smaller pieces, grabs a handful of it, and dumps them in your glass.
Oh, you're such a dove, Jangle. Here's 2 coppers as a tip.
Thank you, and it is Jenny, but thank you very much. And she goes back to the bar. So, I would say, do you guys want to do anything else in the bar, or is the night kind of drawing to a close for all of you?
I'm interested in the elf I see in the corner. He seems. One of the things about Horace is that he's always looking for people to join him in his kingdom, his burgeoning kingdom.
Right.
So I might now that I've got a cold rosé.
Oh, and is the wolf next to you? By the
No,
way,
the wolf
is outside. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
Okay.
The wolf is outside, just sort of, maintaining a look on the, the Griffin's garrison from afar.
Perimeter, essentially.
Yeah. He's eating, just sort of
horses and
behind a tree, like just about 50 meters, behind.
So he's pretty well trained when you take him around the world.
Absolutely. And I know that, I can trust him to sort of be, on his own, and that if I need him, he'll be there.
Did you warn anybody that there's a wolf just meandering outside? Do you think?
I did not. I'm hoping that he'll keep to the shadows, and then if anything,
True to his name.
Yeah, exactly.
So someone just walked by. Oh, there's a wolf outside.
Yeah, but he's well hidden. He's trying to be discreet.
Okay.
But if I hear any shrieks, of
like, oh, that's probably my wolf.
Oh, that's just shadow. Yeah, that's just
a wolf.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. And Horace, you said you notice Fim.
Yeah, he seems to have. You have weapons on you, right?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. He seems to be an adventurer, just from first look.
Yeah, and you guys know. I mean, that's basically a role, a job in this world, is adventuring specifically.
So I'm gonna approach his table.
Okay. So you're at the bar, correct, Fim?
I have a table.
Oh, you do have a table. That's
corner.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you approach his table.
Okay.
What do you say?
I'll cheers his Auburn beer, and I'll say, "Welcome, future follower. I'm sure you've heard of me, Prince Horace Kemp. I'm always looking for people like yourself to serve me, not worship me, if that's what you're thinking immediately, which I can see in your eyes it is. All you have to do is follow me. You'll be paid handsomely, or not. Sometimes not. Izzy, why are we here?
Raise hell.
Yeah. So we'll be raising hell here in the jungle.
Jenny takes notice behind the bar of what you just said, and she kind of wanders off to go check with someone.
He just shouts, "Yeah, I'll raise a glass to hell," and everyone at my table cheers.
A few drunken people in the corner.
So, what may I ask is your name?
I take in Horace, who I now, after hearing your name, I have heard of you. I've heard that you although misguided, seem to be, good-hearted. And so my name is Fimion Balefrost.
Excellent to meet you, Fimion. Excellent to meet you. Well, looks like we've got another follower, people.
Well, I haven't agreed to be your follower. What is it that you're setting out to do?
Well, we're going to be raising hell.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Fair enough.
Which I assume requires some sort of infrastructure.
It does.
I'll have to ask Izzy about that.
Flowchart.
But generally, I'm always...
What is the infrastructure required to raise hell?
Some sort of chains with hooks, I think.
See, in the first week, we need to build the brand for hell.
Yeah.
To really get the hell out there. Get people talking about hell. Then what we really have to do is really let them know that there's a new management, and let them know that we're really looking to diversify.
Hell, not just for burning your soul in.
Rebranding hell would be quite an undertaking.
So, Fimion, excellent question. Mostly, we get ourselves into various jobs and situations that require what seems to be like somebody with your strengths. And we always can use the help, and I'm always happy to have more company in my kingdom.
All right.
Princedom, as it stands. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
And when is it? Are you intending to be king? When is that? When do you become king?
Izzy muffins.
I give her a stern look from across the bar.
Suddenly the wind is taken out of the room, and you see in the corner Jenny has just turned off a large fan and puts it away for the night.
Bullshit.
Must be closing time soon.
Sorry, everyone. We're going to be closing down in a few minutes, so finish up your drinks, please. And if you could push the chairs into the tables, that would be nice. Or don't, but if you could, that would be great.
Jangle, we're not here to do your job.
Thank you. It's Jenny.
Izzy, Sweeney, Fimion, let's get going.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, time to settle up. Everybody settle up.
So you guys stand to go back to your rooms, maybe to outside to check on a wolf, and you hear a loud scream cuts across the garrison's many rooms. Everyone in the pub falls silent. From one of the guest rooms down the hall, you can hear someone shuffle out of their room, and if you peek down, you see it looks like a man, late 20s, stumbles quickly out of his room. His legs are shaking, and his hands, he holds a bloody tunic. As he does this, a few of his neighbors pop their heads out of their rooms to see what the fuss is all about. He's just standing there in the hallway, shaking his hands, holding it.
Did I just scream?
Nope. Pretty sure that dude down there did.
Oh, thank God. What's going on, sir?
So you make your way down to the man at the end of the hall. He's standing there staring back into the room, holding it, and looks to you. I don't know. I was washing my clothes, and there's blood. There's so much blood.
You wash your own clothes?
Oh my God. Izzy runs into the room to examine the scene.
Okay. So as you make your way into the room, you see drops of blood sprinkled across the floor. As you turn the corner where there usually would be a chamber pot or something to, do your business.
Poop in.
You see a porcelain bowl, much used for cleaning. And in the bowl where you typically see water is a red liquid, much like blood.
Can I examine? Took the wrong cantrip to level up then. Can I examine the
Was there
fluid?
one called Examine Blood? Was there one called CSI?
There is something like that, yeah, actually.
Looks like this night just got started.
Could I do, I guess, what would this, perception check? Or
I would say investigation.
investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, 10. It was going to be a 2.
Oh, you have a 0 in investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I'd say with 10 investigation, how would you investigate? How would Izzy investigate this bowl of probably blood?
One finger, index finger extended, slowly touch it.
Just
just
touch
just
it?
the first.
So you touch the surface,
Indent.
and it your finger goes in and out like water and or wood blood would be.
Is my finger stained?
When you pull your finger out, there is a little bit of watery blood-ish color on it.
To interrupt her, can I try to grab her hand before she touches the blood?
Sure.
Okay, here's a dex. Oh, I miss. I'm saying, Izzy,
That rosé is really creeped up on you.
It.
You think it's like when you have so much that you're like, I got this, and you have an idea that you're going to lean down to do it, but your arm just moves just a little bit, not even bending down.
I might have gotten tangled in the bed sheets too, and fallen a little
Tunic?
bit. Yeah.
Are you already messing with the bed sheets? Are you in the corner just ruffling through them? I got this.
I imagine that was an
bottom of this.
arm that I was touching. I go, Izzy, what did I tell you about civilization and blood? You can't bathe in it. You can't rub it on your body.
What's the worst that could happen? It burns, whatever, we heal. It did nothing, Horace. See?
Okay.
Look, rubs fingers together.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It looks like blood.
I'm going to eat it now. Can I eat it?
You can certainly. I don't think you need to roll for it. You can certainly eat it.
Well,
But I think it's an investigation.
Yeah,
isn't it?
another-
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I'm
going to
gonna
investigate
taste it
as
now.
you eat it. Sure.
So
Yes, absolutely.
13.
Sure. As you taste it, it has a hint of copper. It tastes like blood, and you would know what
it's
blood
blood.
tastes like. You've
I think
killed a
it's
few
you just
people.
put your
Is it
finger
human
in your
blood?
I
mouth?
believe you've actually danced in blood. You and blood are pretty close.
I know my bloods. Kind of. It tastes like normal blood.
It tastes, well, not normal
Is it
blood. It
normal
tastes like blood, but it's not like, okay, I don't know if you would necessarily know human blood off just
My
the
mom's
taste,
human.
but you know it's not a familiar taste.
Okay.
She has bitten a lot of people.
You have bitten a
that's
lot of
it.
people. Of the people you have bitten and can remember, I would say that this doesn't seem familiar.
Fimion makes his way
Into the room.
into the room.
What is Fimion's go-to move in a scenario like this?
I'm looking to see what the origin of the blood is. If it originates just in that bowl, or if there is another source of blood, or
Okay.
the thing that's bleeding elsewhere in the room.
Okay.
What's the guy doing? Who was?
He's just standing in the hallway, just kind of looking at the tunic. He's settled himself down onto the floor, crossed his legs, and is just kind of waiting. He's shaking a little bit. He can tell from your styles and clothing, your weapons, obviously, that you're probably adventurers, and that this is something, when blood or something scary is involved, typically adventurers are usually the point for something like this. So he's just waiting in the hallway.
Is there a body anywhere that we can see?
Is there a source of blood?
For you, I'd roll investigation. You're obviously perceiving the room. I would
Right.
say you could do perception. I would say,
Perception?
because you're not really looking at something specific. You're
Right.
looking to see if there's
To
anything
see if
else.
there's
So I'd
anything
roll
else.
perception check for this.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Plus 5, 20.
So 20. As you look around the room, you can see that the blood is only in the spaces from the basin, like in the water
Okay.
itself. And that there's drips that lead out to the room right where the man is sitting.
So
So it looks like from where the blood should originate is in the bowl itself. It doesn't look like it came through a window or out of a corner or that there was a body or something else around. It looks like where the blood has just been in that bowl and then carried out of the room, probably in a pattern that the man was washing the tunic, looked at it and goes, ah, and then dragged it out of the room and it dripped off of the tunic as he walked out.
So it's either the bowl or the tunic that seemed to be...
Well, like maybe he's washing a bloody tunic. To cover up evidence, maybe?
Potentially.
So I'm gonna finally make my way in. I've been settling up with the guys this whole time while they've been like, "What's going on back there?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I believe it was 13 from you, right. And like now I'm making my way in, and I grab the guy's tunic as I walk past him. I don't really look at him or talk to him. I just grab the tunic. I come in. I look at the bowl. I drop the tunic next to the bowl, and I look at the two of them. I rub my hands together, and I just say, "Show me the money," and I cast Detect Magic on the bowl and the tunic both.
Okay.
So within 30 feet of me, I just sort of concentrate and hold my hands out in front of them. I'm just kneeling in front of the bowl and the tunic just to see what's up.
So you cast Detect Magic. It coats and glimmers over the tunic and the bowl, but you don't see any glowing. Doesn't seem like there's been any magical residue from this at all.
Really?
No?
I come to you. I see that you've cast this spell. I ask, is there any way to cast that spell on our gentleman?
Yeah. Sure. In fact, I'm still concentrating. As long as he's within 30 feet of me, so just bring the man in. Bring him into the room.
Okay.
It's so nice to see you working with us, Fimion.
So you bring the shaking man into the room,
and I keep my hands held out in front of me, and I just hold them, wave them over him, as if I'm wanding someone, like at TSA, just across, like hold out your arms, and I'm just waving my hands up and down him and along his arms and around his legs and up his back, just to see what's up.
You don't get any magical residue off of him either.
At that point, I sit the man down on the bed.
He's shaking. Do you know what happened? I don't know. There's blood in the water.
Nothing else in the room?
What's the last thing that you remember?
Well, I had a couple drinks, and I'm meeting hopefully my future wife tomorrow. So I was cleaning my robes. She's meeting me here. I went out to the well. I pooled the water in the back. I came in, and then I started washing, and there was blood. There was blood on the tunic.
Which was the well that you went to with the water?
It's the garrison's well. It's just out back, the public well for the inn, just for water and cleaning.
I think we should check out that well.
I want to check as we're leaving. I would have seen out of the corner of my eye you getting the ice. I want to look in your glass and see if the ice has become blood as well, just to see if the water, if we are in a biblical sort of situation.
If the rosés become more a Pinot Noir now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to quickly just
take a look at it.
I'm pretty sure it's easy to tell.
You wouldn't probably need investigation. As you look at the drink, you can see slight swirls of red, more crimson than usual. So it looks like whatever was in that bowl, in the porcelain bowl, is probably tainted the rosé as well.
I just walk up to Horace and I say, "Hey Horace, look what you were drinking."
Oh God! And then I check my bag and smell my own rosé goat bladder.
It's
your wineskin.
It smells like rosé. It doesn't smell tainted or anything like that.
You know what? There's water in your body right now, and it's probably blood now, Horace.
Oh God!
Just
awesome.
picture that.
Oh no! You know what? Actually, I just realized there's a lot of blood in my body, so...
Now there's more.
All right.
You have some
bags.
extra.
Before getting everyone to depart, I sit the man down and I say, don't worry. This is just probably from the well. You have nothing to worry about, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Does anyone have an extra tunic or something I could... This is my best one. I have gold. I've some copper.
Really? What how much do you have? What are you in the market for? What are you looking at?
Just something similar to this. And he holds up his tunic. It's just a simple white tunic. It has some frills on where the wrist would be and where the collar would be as well.
Sorry, buddy, we don't have any bloody tunics to sell.
I know, not bloody. Definitely just white. Or I sometimes she likes light blue. It's nice, baby blue.
I don't have anything that's white or light blue, but I have a light brown, sort of very simple tunic in my satchel.
Sure,
here.
anything. Yeah, how much? I've got a couple pieces of silver for you.
You can have it for free.
Wait a second.
What?
I like the look of that tunic. I'll give you 10 silver.
What? I will give the same. I just one tunic.
Oh, well, so you are in the market to purchase. I have, in fact, a very nice tunic in my pack. And I pull out I have my my disguise kit for my disguise as where did I write it down? Sir Jamrose Leopold Walker Silverkin the Fair.
Right, your alter ego.
My alter ego. So I have that nice. Now Sir Jamrose is a plump fellow, so I have the fat pack as well.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna like pull off the tunic off of it, and I don't know if it fits this guy very well, but it's nice. It is royal blue.
I think he's caught up in how nice it is and the blue color as compared to how big it is.
Yeah.
And look, at this point, he's probably just going to be happy with whatever he gets.
This, my friend, this is worth easily. I mean, Horace, you can appraise this to easily be 100 gold worth.
Sweeney, why haven't you given that to me?
So this tunic.
I feel like Horace might also remember that shirt because he's seen a person wear that. He
still
before.
doesn't know that.
Steal that from Jamrose?
Look, Jamrose knows what he did. All right. Oh. Jamrose stole my woman.
You guys did party in that place for a week, so who knows? Crazy stuff went down.
I didn't know you were into women. That's wow.
I'm into a little bit of everything, Horace.
Okay.
That's cool.
I will give this to you for 50 gold, sir. 50 gold for your wedding day. Call it a wedding present.
I don't have 50 gold. I spent quite a bit just getting here, but I have, and he ruffles through his things, I have this bracelet, and it's a leather bracelet. It's got beads, green and blue beads kind of weaved between. Just looks like a nice bracelet.
It's not just an average bracelet.
My mother makes these, and I always keep a few with me just in case. I lose things every now and then. I'm very unlucky, as you can tell. I have this and a couple silver pieces.
While they're negotiating, I'm going to bring Fimion to the side and say, so this is kind of what we do. We talk about clothes and, try to sell clothes, buy clothes. A lot of what we do.
So Izzy's been pacing the room. She's been quiet. She's thinking, really, the most time. Thinking back that the water's been tainted. The rosé's been tainted. That means it's coming from an ice source. And then all of a sudden she'll let out, like, Jenny? Where's Jenny?
She's behind the bar. Still, she's cleaning up. She's
Can I go
always
to her? So I'm gonna go and run at her, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey." So like, where'd you get that ice? Like,
well, we get some water from the well, and there's a man who comes by occasionally and freezes it. But yeah, and we typically all the stuff comes back from the well that we have back there.
So it comes out clear and normal looking, and you freeze it. And
I usually each night I go back and I fill it up and I dump it in, and he comes by and freezes it, and then I break it out during the day. But I usually refill it at night.
We need to go to the well. Mm-hmm. We need to go to the well.
You need to go to the well.
She yells.
We're talking about clothes in here, Izzy.
Yeah,
I'm going to the well.
We come out, we go on our way to the well. I have some more silver pieces and like 4 of those bracelets.
Okay. And just a very happy man in his room trying on
He's
his
super
tunic.
happy because I kind of couldn't say no. But I did take as many bracelets and silver pieces as he was willing to part with.
You got a lot more bling going on.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Some bracelet bling.
I have one of them I'm like braiding it into my scraggly beard.
Right. So you guys come out to the well. It's a simple stone well, probably about ankle height for you to kind of dip down and dip something into, whether to get water, whether to get a quick drink at night. And I would say probably from a first glance, it looks... It's dark out, it's nighttime, so you've only got the moon helping you out a little bit. So from a first glance from where you're standing, it looks like regular water.
It looks like regular water.
I mean, it's dark.
Adventure over with.
I can go in.
It's dark, so I mean, maybe a torch or a light of some kind.
I can see very well at night. I have dark
elves
vision.
do. That's right. That's true. So I would say, you know what? You can see decently well enough. This water looks like it's got blood in it, like quite a bit of blood.
Oh.
Is there a source of the blood, or is the well seeping? Is it seeping up?
It looks like it. As I would roll an investigation check.
Okay. 11. And I don't have any.
No.
Okay. I would just say with an 11, you feel like it might be coming up from below, like it wasn't dumped in on the top. It seems like how it's swirling up and in around.
Is there something potentially buried underneath?
It's possible. That's a good. It's a possible idea. We've talked about this scenario, and we always said we would lower Sweeney down into the well if we ever found a well filled with blood, didn't
Yes, I'm pretty sure that my memory served me
Before
right
we go
too.
any further,
I don't remember that
Oh, that
conversation.
you guys have
yeah.
scenarios.
I don't remember that conversation, but it does sound like something I'd agree to.
Like if it was on fire, I would go.
Yeah.
If it was
Yeah,
shiny,
we
you
did
would
say
go,
that.
Horace.
We
But
did
if it
say
was
that.
definitely filled with blood, it was going to be Sweeney.
Yeah.
It does sound like something I would agree
Yeah.
to if I was drunk.
and how deep did you say the well was down?
To live water.
Do you want to ask Jenny or maybe the innkeeper?
Yeah, let's actually bring whoever we can
Can
who
I-
knows what they're doing.
Can I see down to the bottom of the well?
You can see decent. I would say with dark vision, you can see decently well. You could probably see that it's about, I'd say, only about 10 feet down.
Is it the kind of well that opens into like a cavern?
Like it would pool water from elsewhere.
Okay.
So it looks like it's been man-made.
Okay.
It's not like they're tapping into
Right.
like a natural feature. It looks like they built the well and are pulling it from somewhere.
I think we have to go down.
Have fun, Sweeney.
Thanks,
Well,
guys. You're
got
the
the
best.
So while you're adventuring, Sweeney, we're going to be up here, maybe negotiating more with that guy with the clothes. I'm just kidding, you
wanna
guys.
You guys should start wedding planning for him.
Has anybody been sick because of this? I mean,
I
if you're
know, I
drinking
did
blood,
drink it.
how you feeling, Horace?
How am I feeling?
You're feeling okay for right now.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, Bahamut. Well,
Could I ask Jenny, has anybody been sick lately, or has anybody been complaining?
We've had some complaints. I would say you've called Jenny out
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. There's a couple guests that have been awoken. People are checking around. I'd say, over the last couple of days, there's been a few guests that have had some issues with the quality of the drinks. Usually we just blame it on the fruit, honestly. We get good fruit sometimes from the jungle, bad fruit. Different travelers, different people come in, so it's occasional. But lately, yeah, there's been some questions about the quality of the drink, but no real heavy sicknesses.
But this can't be the first time someone's washed their clothes since then.
True. People do.
Yeah, so
How long have these complaints been coming in?
Just recently, just within the last, probably day or so.
now, how many of these people had ice in their drinks?
Well,
Occasionally, every now and then.
But I mean, were any of the people complaining did they not have ice?
I don't remember. I mean, I
The
think
water
so.
could be
Not all
used
of our
in
drinks
any
have
number
ice.
of things, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
I'm going to go ahead and say, you guys, that ever since we've been in this jungle, I've had poop water every morning.
oh my gosh.
And I have not felt right.
That actually might be my fault.
Oh.
I might have accidentally cast Ray of Sickness on you the other day.
Again?
Yeah,
I asked you that one time because I was a little blocked up, but anyway.
yeah.
Oh, God.
My beans have been fine.
That's how ray of
because
sickness is
my
used
herbalism
recreationally in this world.
Uh,
Don't need fiber anymore. Got ray of sickness.
so,
Ask your
although,
doctor if Ray of Sickness is right for you.
so are you going to be able to see down there?
Not at all.
So I think that I should probably be the one to go down the well.
To go down.
This is how we teach Sweeney not to agree to these things.
Well, actually, what I want to do, because you said you could only sort of see. Have you taken a look?
I have dark
Izzy?
vision, and I'm going to
Oh.
produce flame. Flame.
Just to illuminate it better.
Clap, clap. Flame, flame.
Oh, what a relief it is.
I'm pretty sure that one of us has rope, right?
We all have rope.
We
yeah.
all have rope. It's okay. So I conjure my two little flames. I keep them next to kind of like a headlamp, so they're floating by the side of my head, and I'm going down the well.
Going down the well. So
Gonna investigate some blood.
you're going immediately into the water because
Yeah,
the water's
that's
right at the top of the level.
cool.
So you're gonna start
Really?
swimming down into the blood water.
I'm gonna hold my breath and see how far I can go down in my human
In your human
breath of
form?
air.
And it's
Yeah.
bloody water.
It's bloody
Yeah.
water. At this point, now that you've created flames,
still
all of you can
illuminating.
see now pretty clearly because the fire's illuminating.
I'm going down. Let's see. This is an
So
investigation. right?
I'd roll an athletics check to swim down there.
13.
Yeah, this should be fine. You can just. It's a very tight well, so you're kind of just flipping and swimming down.
For
directly.
podcast listeners, Jay is making a worship the sun movement with his hands.
That's how everybody swims down, right? They don't aim down; they just have their feet down towards the ground and then do the worship the sun hand motions.
Push the water up
until you
over
push
their
the water
heads.
above your head.
I just
and you're
will
down low.
myself to sink.
Yeah.
Right.
And my flames
Just really, you know what? Just
still-
die, and your body will drop
Yeah.
directly to the
I
bottom.
normally just die when I want to go to the bottom of the pool.
I'm trying to think if like an Arcana or religion check might let me know if there's like a precedent for this.
For blood and water.
Yeah, there is the president of Blood and Water that I spoke to.
So, I would say you can roll a history check,
Yeah. Okay.
or I would even say like a streetwise. Streetwise?
There isn't Streetwise. There is.
What is it now?
What is it now?
Rival?
What is it now?
It's really investigation is what Streetwise became.
Yeah. I would just say.
History.
You know what? I could say either choose history or religion. Which one you feel most comfortable with?
They're both a +5, so I'm gonna say history because it
Okay.
makes more sense that that's what we'd be looking at. 7.
Historically, you've heard that blood has been water in some times, whether in war or if someone died in a stream. You know, blood gets in water sometimes.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, what I say is, hey, sometimes. Oh, never mind.
It would have been great if you rolled really well and it was really bad and she's already deep in the water.
Yeah.
So you're down. You're swimming.
I'm down there. The lights, my produced flames are still illuminating. Obviously, if it's bloody water, not a great deal. But I'd like to think that a foot and a half in front of me, I can see as I.
So the spheres are following you into the water.
Yeah, they're right by the side of my.
Can they? I'm trying to think
Let
if
me
they would
look it up.
sustain in water.
Can they?
I don't know if.
I think you're
I think
thinking
you're
of-
just producing flame. Dancing lights would follow you down.
Yeah, it
but
would.
I would say as soon as the balls of fire hit the water, they're gonna go out.
Yeah, bummer.
Unless they're magical.
Because the problem is
Do
that
fairy
Because it's
fire.
still fire.
none of us can cast light. None of us have the
Do we have
light
any like
spell.
light rods or anything like that?
Sun rods? No, we don't. We have we have torches, but that's the same problem.
Same problem.
You
Yeah,
guys need flares. Is what you need.
purely.
Any cops
We need
or-
those. We need those glow stick things from Hellboy
Yeah,
that they
just
drop
them down
in.
there.
Right.
Travel. Cast a time travel to the future. And,
Cast Magnola.
yeah.
Can I send Shadow, my
Oh my god.
Into the water.
my wolf, in there to search for a body or
I'm
a
in
source
there.
of the blood?
Sure, if
I'd like
you
to
can,
see
if
you
you want
try.
to. Yeah, you. If the wolf if Shadow knows how to swim, and Shadow's good at hunting for bodies, then sure.
I think Shadow's very good at hunting for bodies. I think I've had him hunt for many bodies.
Okay.
What would that
jump in
be?
there with her because
Probably.
she's
I
already
gotta get
swimming
out.
down there.
It's not a very big well.
It's not a very big
out.
well. You'll
Okay.
just have a wolf scooting by you.
What? So, but is there any?
So I've gone down.
I would say at this point she can't hear you, so you would have to like.
So-
are you on a rope or are you just
would you-
swimming?
Would you
What-
stop when you realize your fire goes out?
Yeah, well, no, I'll keep going. I can see.
So you're
through
still
it. I have
going.
Dark
Okay,
vision.
gotcha.
I can see through.
Yeah, you can see.
Perfect.
You can see pretty close.
So I've come down. Okay, so I've gone down in a well.
So
on
it's
a
only
rope.
about-
I've held my breath. I could go down maybe about 8 feet, and I
Eight-
still
I would
see
s-
nothing.
I would say
and
about
come
10
back
feet.
up. 10 feet. Still
Yeah.
see nothing. Come back up.
No, it's a little bit deeper, but yeah, you don't see anything.
This is bullshit. I yell out.
So you
Get
come back
me
to the
out
top
of
of
here.
the
When you
Water.
get out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we,
I can't see anything. It's way deep.
Why didn't you become a fish, Izzy?
I can't breathe blood. Even if it's bloody water, it would hurt. It's gross.
I
Not
drank
doing
it and I feel all right. Other than the poop water.
So Fim, I guess, directs
So,
her.
yeah.
By the way, this is the first time everybody's meeting his wolf.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You didn't. So does this just come out of the shadows?
So I
Describe
forewarn everybody. Hey guys, listen. I'm about to have a wolf come up. He's great. He's great. We've grown up together.
Oh, that's-
we've known each other. Probably a good 8-9 years now. You
oh,
know?
nice.
Yeah, and so we have a very close bond.
Is it gonna come out of your body?
No,
Oh.
no, he's right behind you.
Dear Lord Bahamut.
And what does your wolf look like?
My wolf is he's not a massive wolf. He's probably like just below average size,
Okay.
and he's sort of a very a light gray with sort of like some patches of black in there as well. So like some sort of black on the sides and stuff. So in the darkness he can sort of vanish quite easily like a shadow.
Makes sense.
Jangle, there's 2 coppers in it for you if you retrieve some pants out of my room.
Okay, fine. And Jenny walks back into the inn to retrieve some pants.
That is a handsome wolf, I must say. Can I approach it?
You can approach the wolf.
My druidy animal handling sense. Pat, pat. Stroke, stroke, pat.
She sounds
the
that
wolves
as she
It's a nice
slaps
wolf.
the wolf now. So
I
send
send Shadow into the water to sort of investigate, to swim down to see if there's some...
I'd just say roll for athletics for Shadow just to see how deep he gets
Okay.
before he has to, because as I know, wolves don't breathe water.
No,
just be
they can't breathe
his strength
blood.
bonus.
Maybe you don't
strength
know enough
bonus.
about wolves.
I don't know enough. I gotta do more research.
Sea wolf.
Oh, 21.
Oh,
No,
perfect.
that's a natural 20 as well.
Oh, that's a natural 20. Oh, then Shadow elegantly dives into the water. As Shadow hits the water, a perfect plume of a fountain of water pops up to the top, but not too much. It doesn't splash anybody.
Shaped like the head of a wolf.
Swims, like a wolf's head comes out of the top. Shadow swims down in a spiral. The blood and water kind of spiral as Shadow swims down. Shadow gets to the bottom. It's just a circular round bottom. Sniffs around, comes back up out of the water and hops out. How do you typically communicate with Shadow? Do you have
I
paw
can speak with
movements? Does it
animals.
draw on the ground with its
he can
claws?
cast
I
Speak with
can
animals.
cast Speak with Animals.
Oh, okay, great.
So I'm
Tight.
going to cast Speak with Animals.
What does Shadow sound like?
Shadow sounds
When you speak to Shadow, what does Shadow speak back to you?
When I speak to Shadow, Shadow communicates back with a very sort of it's a very low growl voice. Hello, I love you. I love you too, Shadow, but I need to find out what it is that you found down there. Was there a source of the blood? Was there a body? Was it seeping up from the ground? What did you see?
Yes, I was down there, and there was lots of blood, but there was no animals. There wasn't a body or anything, but there was a hole. There was a almost like a wooden hole, a long hole. It went really long, like I couldn't get into it. So it was a small hole, but the blood seemed to be coming out of that hole.
And Shadow, the taste of the blood, does it taste like many different
It
things?
tasted like
one source?
one thing. It didn't taste like a person or smell like a person. It smelled wet. Reminded me of like a frog or something. I don't know. It was
Something
weird.
amphibious.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
It's dirty down there. I
Can't
need
be
a
a-
bath.
Okay. But it's one source and not many of one thing.
No, it smelled like it was coming from one thing, but definitely farther away.
Down
yeah.
the long hole.
Yeah.
So from our perspective, we're just watching him
So
dog to a
basically-
dog. It's going.
So basically, first of all, he's a wolf, Horace. Secondly, I relay this information to the group.
Okay.
I think that we
Be
need.
making up this conversation.
Yeah, I think we did establish that speak with animals is kind of like parcel tongue.
Yep.
Where the rest of you are just like,
You can't.
okay, so that was weird.
So when he does parcel tongue, it's like a snake. So he's just being.
Or I guess actually maybe not.
That's like
I think-
classic Latin.
Well, I
So I'm gonna need you to trust me that something
could
just happened.
detect and also
Communicated with this
I think we can probably understand you, but yeah,
Yeah.
for the animal, it's just the animal.
Go ahead.
So you
So
relay that.
I relay the information to the group quietly.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. I relay it not quietly in case anyone around us knows anything more.
Well, I was
about
going to
this
say,
hole.
as you're doing this, Jenny comes out to Horace and brings you your pants.
I go. Go ahead, Jangle. I'm ready for you.
What do you outstretch your hand for the pants to drape it upon your
I've
hand?
never dressed myself.
Feels improbable.
This feels very improbable. Oh, Horace, you're being ridiculous right now. Drop your trowels and change them.
All right, I'll do it.
Did you?
Why are you changing your pants?
Rave sickness.
Izzy.
Rave sickness.
Rave sickness.
Somebody won't take some of my herbalism pills and resort to
And then
magic.
I hand the pants back to Jangle and say, "You can keep those."
Burn them.
She when you go to hand it back to her, she just takes it and then just drops it immediately on the ground next to her and then just takes the copper from you. But before she turns away, she overhears what you're saying. Are you when you said that there's a hole, do you mean we get our water here in the well, we get it from the there's a stream up ahead where it kind of pools in and it separates out to the water to the pub, to the inn, to the well, and to some of the local town people here.
Right.
Are you saying something about that?
We should probably investigate to see if there's something in the stream.
Yeah.
This could be affecting many towns and many different water sources around as well.
Also, there's a blood-soaked wolf sitting next to us when she approaches.
Shadow, you can check yourself out.
So Shadow just shakes his whole body. Blood splatters
Primarily on the new
all over
pants.
Jenny. Because she as you say this in wolf tongue, she goes to pet it and it just covers her in water and blood. She sighs and slumps and slowly walks back to the inn.
One of those days.
And leaves Horace's pants on the ground.
Yeah.
She's doing a very good job.
Hang on. I run after her to figure out where the stream is.
Where's the stream?
Compared to us.
Direction.
It's as you get closer to the woods, as you get closer to the jungle edge just ahead, you should see a bamboo kind of frame, a bamboo piece stick out a little bit. It's the piping that runs to the bottom of the well, so we can track it in case we need to fix it. If there's a crack or anything, but you should be able to follow that up to the stream in the little underground cave basin there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Horace, shall
go
we follow?
in and I'm gonna
Absolutely.
rest. So thank you everyone, and thank you, Horace. Was it?
I prefer Prince Kemp, but
Yeah.
thank you, Jenny.
Thanks for staying with us. And she just
You said
walks-
Jenny.
I said Jangle.
So Jenny walks back to the
You
inn.
apologize for getting her name wrong and replace it with Jangle.
You're just the best.
How to make friends and influence people.
Do you guys want to grab anything from your rooms before you go to investigate the cavern?
We better grab our adventuring equipment.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Especially my
you
plane.
pack up, you tie some laces, get them tethered, and
In my case,
I
have
already
lace.
have all of my things.
you have everything already
Yeah.
set. Does Shadow have a little pack? No.
Scooby snacks.
Shadow has a sweater.
Yeah. Shadow has the woods. So yeah. So
His best utility is the environment.
He takes that with him wherever he goes.
Excellent.
It's nature.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you step into the jungle, and within a few feet,
How thick is it?
the jungle is very thick. There are ferns and vines protruding from every inch. It's very difficult to see through, even with dark vision. By the way, do any of you light a torch?
Yeah,
or light or something?
I definitely
like
light a torch.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll also unsheathe my sword because I know the jungle can be a dangerous place.
right. Okay. So as you walk through, you see a few slithering reptiles here or there, some animals in the lush landscape. Even at the trail's edge, it is, as I said, very, very thick, and even gets further so as you get into the underbrush. On the ground, just barely peeking above the surface, you can spot a long wooden pole buried in the dirt and grass. Extends far and out of sight into the jungle. Do you guys want to follow it?
Yes. I also take out my hand axe,
Okay.
just so that I can use that to clear
Cracking,
things.
clearing some...
Yeah, just to sort of clear the brush,
Okay.
and I am a ranger and an expert tracker in these regards, so I'm keeping a keen eye as to what's happening in the underbrush, following this thing, and listening to make sure we will not be surprised by anything.
Sounds good. Actually, if you are doing that, roll me a perception just to see if you're
Absolutely.
active. If you're actively perceiving.
Oh,
That's great.
That's a good one.
18 plus 4, so.
Oh yeah, 22. You're very. You hear birds fluttering about around you. You see a few little snakes kind of slither off to the side.
Okay.
Event.
A wingo up, a wingo up,
A wingo up,
a wingo up, a wingo up, a wingo We're in the jungle.
Then a griffin comes down and snatches one of you up into the clouds and eats you.
Copyright
Whoa,
infringement!
don't joke about that stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's scary.
Eventually, as you're walking, the pole seems to disappear beneath the earth, but you can hear the sound of rushing water up ahead.
Oh, it's the stream. Horace,
Yeah.
it's the stream.
You guys continue
That's what
on?
she said. Am I doing that right?
Yes!
Horse never figured out how to do it, right?
Sweeney just nods and then just punches you. Just go along with it.
Yeah.
So, you guys finally make it out of the thick jungle begins to part before you, and you come across a clearing. The sound of rushing water grows louder as you can see a small creek pouring into the mouth of an underground cave. At the mouth's edge, you see a few pieces of bamboo have been fastened together by rope and are descending further into the cave.
Is it pretty loud? Like
The rushing water? Yeah. It's fairly loud.
Can you believe she said that?
No.
That's it. End scene. All right, great banter.
Unbelievable.
I still don't understand it completely.
So, is there blood? I guess is the obvious question. Is the stream bloody?
Just everywhere. No, coming from the stream itself, as you see it pouring into the cave.
Yeah.
The water looks clear.
So the bamboo shoots, they continue down, so they're getting their water from the source in the cave or from this part of the stream?
The bamboo looks like how it's fastened and tied together. It looks like it might be a ladder of some kind, so someone could climb down into the underground cave.
Nose goes.
For everyone listening,
medium.
Izzy touched her nose, followed by Fim, followed by Horace. Sweeney did not touch his nose.
It's true. Alrighty, so Sweeney grabs the rope and grabs the torch, and then realizes, why are we sending in the glass cannon first? Why are we sending in the mage?
What's a cannon?
So yet again,
It's because your torch is already lit, because I went down in the well.
While
Sweeney.
everyone's bantering, Finn takes the torch and starts climbing down
All right.
the ladder.
Active protagonist.
Thanks, Fimion. That's so nice.
So, Fim,
Man of action.
You start climbing down. As you descend, and by the way, you have the torch, you have
Yep.
some moonlight.
Okay.
But as you're going down, it seems like the water rushes in and folds out into a fairly deep cave. Not massive, not like a cavern.
Is it like a lake at this point, or is it
Kind of like an
still-
underground lake.
Okay.
Beneath your feet, the water's coming pretty quick. So
Right.
the cave's not too deep down.
Okay.
I'd say it's about 10 feet down this ladder. You're not climbing for a while.
Right.
So your legs sink into the cold water around you as the water line rests right at your waist while your feet finally touch the ground beneath you. The cave doesn't appear to be vast. Most is cloaked in shadow, but the moonlight reflecting on the water's surface illuminates its edges. The walls stretch out about 200 feet and spread wide just as far. The walls are a puzzle of large boulders and dirt with vines spiraling in and out around the edges. So it's not a man-made structure, it's natural.
Right.
At the far end, well, you have dark vision, so you can start to see this. At the far end, you see the water level dips as it nears the wall.
So that's where it continues underwater, beneath the walls. I shout this at everybody up
To
top.
up into them.
Yeah.
Like you say, this is where it continues on, and we're just like, yeah, we have no frame of reference for that.
You guys should all join me down here because I
Yeah.
think we're gonna have to swim.
Yep.
Yeah, keep going down.
So we follow
We all
him
go
down.
down.
Okay, so you all get into the water. You're all about waist deep, and you start wading towards.
Nobody's really short, right?
No, everybody
we're
here is
all-
about
okay,
medium
we're all
size.
5 to 6 feet.
Nobody has to be on someone's shoulders, unless someone wants to be, because it's hilarious and adorable. But
I refuse to carry anybody.
where's Shadow? Is Shadow with you, just swimming alongside?
No, ooh. I'm gonna have Shadow follow the stream to try and see if this source connects back up with the ground.
Oh, so looking down the hole and then running up to where the bamboo line is, and then running back, essentially.
Well, just sort of seeing if he can find the other end of this. Like if we, assuming that we're not.
Oh, where the
gonna-
stream is coming from,
Where-
flowing into
where
this cave.
So the cave is moving down in this direction. Shadow is going to continue along
The top?
the top in that direction.
Okay.
Hopefully meeting us at the other side.
Okay.
And so if he finds that, let's assume that he gets in and
He
meets
hops in.
us.
I would say, so where you are, you can see essentially the edge of the cave. It's only
Right, but
only
we're about to need to swim down underneath that edge.
Right, well, you just see at the edge of the cave the water dips down, so the water might be funneling into something, not
Right.
necessarily another section of the cave.
Oh.
So it just looks like it goes through an edge of a wall and it dips down. Because where you guys are right now, there's only one outcropping outside of the cave. Otherwise, you're in kind of like an underground room, think of it like. But
Okay.
it's a cave with water all around you.
Okay, so Shadow's got to stay with me then.
So he's going to get in the water and
He's
swim
gonna get in the
down.
water and
He's
swim
going to run down and see that it ends fairly quickly because it's only about 200 feet down
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
comes back. So He plops into the water and swims around next to you.
Little wolfy paddle, you know. Yeah.
Since I'm wearing,
Not the doggy paddle.
Since I'm wearing chainmail, it's a little harder for me to swim, right?
Yeah, your distance would be halved, and you'd have disadvantage on any dexterity checks, I would say.
I'm going to go ahead and put my curls up into a special waterproof cap that I take with me.
That you always have with you?
Of course.
Made of, like, the liver of, like, some type of...
Under my breath, I'm going to say, unbelievable.
Hold on, everyone.
You halt everyone for at least 10 minutes. Like, wait. You have Izzy check that each curl is under there.
You got it. You're looking good.
Okay.
Let's go.
Or at this point, would Izzy know she has a route? Yeah, no, hold on.
Yep. Got your backs in.
So you guys are wading back towards the edge of the water. As you start stepping farther forward, the ground it's dirt mixed with some stone. As you're stepping over now, some larger stones in the water. It seems like larger pieces of sediment are beneath you. Maybe some like cracks and pieces that were around from the walls maybe fell out. Mm-hmm. As you walk further and further close to the wall, more rocks, even a couple more pieces of stone around your feet. Like even almost like as much a cave-in might have happened. But nothing. It looks like most of the walls are intact. You see a couple holes here and there around, but nothing too elaborate.
So we swam under something and then out.
No, you didn't swim under. You're just wading in the water towards the wall.
Towards the edge.
We're moving
but you're taking your sweet time. So it's taking
right, okay.
But we're moving through a very rocky area.
Right.
But more so than it looks like rocks would have necessarily fallen out of the walls.
Right. There's quite a few rocks and sediment beneath your feet. Are you guys looking in the water?
Absolutely.
Around
I want to do a
Looking-
nature check on that, just to sort of see what's going on. 20 total.
20 for nature?
Yeah.
Against, what are you naturing?
Just the rocks to figure out, like...
Oh, the rocks beneath you?
Yeah, the rocks beneath us and the walls around us.
So you can kind of see, the water's not too deep and you have torches.
Yeah.
The rocks that you see and the color of the rocks don't match any of the stones or any of the rock shapes that are in this room. They seem very out of place, in fact. They don't look like a sediment familiar to this cave whatsoever. And there seems to be more and more of them.
That's... Yeah, I'm going to call that out to you guys and make you aware that these rocks are wrong.
Could it be vampires?
Feels wrong to be vampires.
I don't think rocks can be vampiric.
Oh, well.
So you guys are all... Does anyone wants to investigate?
I want to investigate.
Okay. Well, by the way, you guys have come pretty close to the edge of the wall, and you can see that the water is pooling down. You have dark vision, you have torches. The bamboo poles pool out into a funnel into this area. You can see this is where it captures the water and funnels it out to the well, funnels it out to anywhere else.
The source of the blood should be here, if this is where the funnels are.
And as you see you've gotten closer to the water, you see that there is now... Before there wasn't. It was clear blue water. Now you see a little bit more red as you've gotten closer to this water, towards this edge.
I would like to investigate.
Sure.
For a blood source.
So roll for investigation.
I'm going to use investigation on the rocks.
Okay. Oh, God. 8.
8?
I want to do an investigation as well.
Not entirely sure where the blood is coming from, but it does seem to be around the immediate area.
2.
You think that this water might have blood in it.
19, but I did say specifically on the rocks.
On the rocks.
More the rocks.
And you're investigating the rocks?
Yeah.
Well, as you're looking at these rocks specifically,
they're right.
You notice that there is blood coming from around the rocks. More specifically, blood looks like it's coming out of the rocks themselves. Eggs. And the rocks themselves are different shapes. They're not round circular stones. They seem to be odd shapes. Almost like one's long, some are wide, some are circular. And there is definitely blood in the cracks of the rocks, where it looks like maybe the rock was cracked or broken off. It seems like blood is pooling out of it and funneling towards the edge. I'd like each of you to roll a perception check real quick.
Sweeney, could this be reverse vampires?
I don't know. It'll depend on what happens in my perception check. 9 is mine.
Terrible.
14.
16 is mine.
I would say that, Izzy, you, as you're looking down at the stones, you're trying to investigate the rocks. You see a slight ripple come from your right in the water.
Oh, boy.
You, Fim, I would say actually roll for your wolf as well.
Oh, and the wolf has a pretty good perception, actually.
Yeah, roll for Shadow's perception.
+3.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 for wolf.
Okay, so Shadow's kind of just playing around with the blood in the water, because this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's also deep for the wolf.
It is deep for the wolf. But you notice ripples coming from your left.
Okay.
And you see that the ripples are getting stronger and stronger from a specific source in the water in the far left-hand side. Because you guys are kind of in the center of the cavern towards the back wall. So how are you guys sitting? How are you, by the way, surrounding this edge here?
Where is the funnel in comparison to the rocks? Because I'm by the rocks. I know you guys were looking at the funnel.
Right.
I'm near.
The funnel is coming out of the wall.
Yeah.
In the very center of the back of the cavern.
Okay,
so I imagine
so-
you guys are around it, and this is
Yeah.
where you see tons of sedentary, tons of rocks.
I'm a little bit behind them then.
Okay.
They're closer to the back wall.
And
than I
I'm
am.
probably the furthest on the left.
and you're probably close to the furthest on the right.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you look over to see where a little bit of that water ripple is coming from, you see something peek out of the water a little bit and dip back down, moving towards you. Izzy, you don't necessarily notice that on the right, but you do.
Okay.
Would you like to say anything to
immediately
anyone?
Tell everyone there's something in the water. I don't know what it was. It just tipped up and back down, but it looks like a creature of some kind.
I would like all of you to roll for initiative. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode. We'll be back again next week with part 2 of our adventure with Jonathan. Once again, you can follow him on Twitter at Johnny Canyon. As a reminder, you can find photos and character art for each of our recordings and adventures in our show notes on partialarc.com. That's arc with a C. There you can download more episodes or check out other similar podcasts, like Because Comics, where you can hear Mike Christensen and I discuss ridiculous stories every other week. And if you've enjoyed the show and our shenanigans, please consider hopping on iTunes and leaving us a rating and review. It really helps people find the show, and you'd probably win the lottery. Just saying. And of course, we'd love to hear from you, so if you'd like to send us an email, you can do that at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Partial Arc. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm gonna loot the body.
So, how much experience do we get?
Well, now we have a skeleton army, so that's pretty neat.